Okay, sure want to look at that. Hi, you guys. I don't know if this is going to end up going live or posted or what. Um, let's see. There's some things here. The reason why I'm doing this. Okay, can you see that well? God, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. I haven't been feeling well tonight, but this is just keeping me awake. I can't get away from this. So, I keep getting called back to this more and more because it's so important. And yeah, you can hear I'm tired of my voice. I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to show you guys, because I'm finding more and more hints and clues as to what's going on. Big picture, yeah, it's really scary right now. I've been saying that with these new eclipses, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction would be activated. And that's when Donald was his very worst last summer. The very worst, where every week it was like another attack somewhere, drama, just not safe. Whether it was attacks here or abroad, or all those tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, if it was the Amazonian fires. Oh God, say a prayer for Australia. Whether it was shootings at home, the attacks that Donald would go on, whether it was against Representative Cummings. The weekend his house was broken into. His attacks on Baltimore and his attacks on, you know, the women who went to Israel and they were denied entry there because Donald said so. It was awful. Well, that's all very active right now. On top of it, we are going to be hitting eclipse. We're in eclipse click dates anyway from last year at this time. From, remember, the January 21st. I talk about it all the time. The total lunar full moon, super moon, blood red lunar eclipse that lasted for 5 hours. It's also clicking and activating the eclipses from over the summer. Now remember, July 2nd, that was the first eclipse, the new moon eclipse in Cancer. Well, what happened, on January 2nd, 6 months later? That's where we are. So we're clicking the eclipses from last January, from 6 months ago in July, and we're in between eclipses right now. This is big time stuff. On top of this Saturn-Pluto aspect only happening, 3 or 4 times in known history, and the conjunctions we're having right now with Jupiter is essentially the first, going back to 1800 BCE, ancient Egypt. So having said all that, when I could be checking in here and there, because I'm telling you, it's been pandemonium here. I mean, anyway, for the holidays, but especially more so, it's been crazy good. I'm tired for good reasons. We're so busy, I can't even check in with the news. But the little bit that I was able to do check-ins with, I was looking at the Taroscopes. And what I did, I was so glad I did this, I almost forgot. I'm going to show you what this is. Way back when, I think this was like Christmas night, late at night, because we had the new moon eclipse December 26th for the East Coast and beyond, and then it was December 25th for the rest of the time zones west of New York. And so what I did was I decided with the Taroscope, with the chart, I don't know where that is right now, but what I did was I took 2 cards to represent the sun and moon. The sun and moon were both in Capricorn for that new moon eclipse. Well, this card, the devil, is actually the major arcana for Capricorn. The world is the major arcana for the planet Saturn, which rules Capricorn. So what I did was I wanted to know what things were going to be eclipsed at the lunations. And so this was the new moon. This was the waxing crescent moon, the quarter moon. We're here. This is the waxing full moon, the full moon, the waning full moon, third quarter moon, waning crescent moon. So I wanted to know what was going to be eclipsed. So here we have the Two of Pentacles. We often see this. And not only does it have to do with balance, but obviously it has to do with money. And then the card that was on the bottom of what was being eclipsed, the Knight of Cups, and we all know who that is. That's Donald making offers to people. So not only are we clicking eclipses from a year ago, Two of Pentacles, 6 months ago, Two of Pentacles, I haven't even added that to my list of things that touched it. And this new moon eclipse. And so I grabbed this deck here because I just want to know a little bit more about what this Two of Pentacles means, because obviously it has to do with balance and it has to do with money. So give me some clarifiers on this. We have Two of Swords being separated. It's sanctions, and it's also Donald being impeached. So separating, balancing money. Donald is trying to hang on to what he's got, consolidating power. The steps they take to consolidate power so that he can be separated from, I think, from government and laws. Kind of a loner out there. How about that? Look at this match. Successful end of something. This is also Coke. He shows up so much, and I'll show you what that is. And the White House. The brides. So the Two of Pentacles, you know who that showed up for? The people who are involved in this balance of separating Donald, I think, from the rule of law and being able to contain the power within the White House. People who are involved with that were Mitch. I have Roger Stone, Jr., Donald, Pascal Flynn, Xi Jinping. Joni Ernst has a Two of Pentacles where she's balancing stuff back and forth. It has to be money. I think they took stuff from healthcare. Brett Kavanaugh is here. Also, keep in mind and how it's affecting the good, which includes our families. It's been a balancing act for families. They should get a boost because the thing is, everything is out of balance. Men. It's been a tricky balance for men. Speaker Pelosi has this in the 10th house, trying to keep her balance with what's going on. The Eastern District of Virginia has this in the 12th house of secrets. They're also trying to keep balance with this. So this was around Christmas time. USA had this in the 4th. So this was around Christmas time. Everyone's kind of tiptoeing around. It's the holidays, right? Well, then we had the waxing crescent moon. This was right before the quarter moon. At the quarter moon is when Donald fired back at martyr general, whatever his name is. He did that right at the quarter moon. So before that was the attack. I'm still fuzzy on the timeline, but before that, there were some things, some provocations that led to Donald making these strikes. The justification, so to speak, that they should strike him because he's a threat. Trump Russia was the waxing crescent moon that was building up. This is getting eclipsed. So I want to know more about the Empress. That's Trump Russia. What were they doing at the waxing crescent moon leading up to the death of that general at the airport in Iraq? It's just crazy. You want to take them out, you don't have to drag in another country unless you really just want to have a war, right? So, Tarot, tell me, how is the Empress Trump Russia getting eclipsed? How is Trump Russia being eclipsed? Permanently changed, because we've got Saturn and Pluto. How is the Empress being eclipsed? How is the Empress being eclipsed? Oh my God, you guys. It's the end of Trump Russia. I don't know how this could be any clearer. Trump Russia was eclipsed. Okay, is it because they're done with, or is it because they killed the general? It's done because, well, what's covering the death? Our Justice Department. It has to be Bill Barr. Speaking of, Bill Barr had the Empress on his ascendant. This is the end, you guys. Roger Stone had the Empress in the first house. What's the challenge with the death of Trump Russia? Making it die, making it retreat. What's at the basis for the Empress being eclipsed with the death card? The White House. It's crowning this. Putin, look at right there. This is what's getting eclipsed, you guys, which means change. It can't continue like this anymore. Past, they were blending things. Okay, now, which led to the Republican Party and the government. You know what? If this was leading to the quarter moon, this must have been the plan for the attack, right? Temperance is they're blending ideas, talking out of both sides of their mouth, say one thing, do another, leading to the Republican Party and the government, because the Republican Party is totally on this. How do we see the Empress being eclipsed with the death card? With the Queen of Swords, with impeachment, or SDNY. This is the route to them being eclipsed permanently. And I'm saying permanently because the Saturn-Pluto conjunction is pretty much final. The environment, burdens, what Donald owes Putin, or Putin claims that Donald owes him. What's the hope with this being eclipsed? The Empress being eclipsed with the death card. The hope is that the plans, God, I hope that they stop. The fear is more plans generating. The next steps are I don't know, maybe this is the attack that's coming here. Final result. Oh, take note of that, the Page of Cups. This will show up at the full moon. This is what we need to know. And I say this because I know that answer. This is what's revealed at the full moon with the Knight of Pentacles. So final outcome of what happens here with that attack is leading to the full moon eclipse, and full moons are revealing. They reveal what the seeds we planted at the new moon. You still with me here? I know it's kind of complex. So what we're saying, and like I was saying earlier today, that what's going on right now is still progressing. It's frustrating because everyone's afraid, the world is pissed off, and there's nothing we can really do because this is still having momentum and crescendoing to the full moon. And that Page of Cups, which is what's to come, will be revealed at that full moon. Okay? So then at the quarter moon, this was the day that guy was General Murder was murdered. And that is eclipse energy. Things got moving, they got changed. And so what we have here, the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands, they set something up, all the provocations, the rationale to kill him, leaving everyone fighting in their wake. Because Iran, they hoisted their red flag symbolically that they're going to retaliate. And that's what the Republican Party and Donald want. So that was at the quarter moon. So, Tarot, just tell us the story and what's to come from this. These are the most important parts from this quarter moon eclipse. What's to come from this? Temperance, blending things. Again, I know I'm getting sick of this card in Russia. Data, propaganda. Blending data and propaganda. So the outrage that people are going to be experiencing on social media and exclaiming to the world, which is why you should get off social media, especially during tough times right now, because it's like you're sending out beacons, flashing lights. I'm really angry. So they get that data and they blend it from this thing that they set up, the attack on him. So all of your anger, they've got tabs on that. They're taking data on you. They're taking data on the world. This is my Rebecca Mercer card. It's the oligarchs. Yeah, because they're all in charge of social media and they're all making money off of this. There's already money to be made from the attacks. I just thought, I don't even know how or why, but just from the attacks on was it the 30th or right before New Year's Eve, they were already making money. I mean, the shares of, who's the one that, it's not Boeing, but there's an L in the name. It's like a long name. Like they make engines and they make machinery. And they probably make weapons. I can't remember the name, but their stock went up. Ooh. Okay, so the attacks killing this guy at the airport, that was the op. And they did that because they had to blend all the data they were getting and the propaganda with the treason out there to basically cover up the treason, to be louder than what's coming out there. Because, the whole thing came out with Lev Parnas. He's able to share his seized devices with Congress. There was another really significant thing that came out. It got absolutely no airtime. Oh, the thing with Steve Mnuchin and what's going on in Treasury Department and how the corporations are basically looting our government for their more tax cuts and writing the code with this thing. because they're able to do that. Lawrence explained it. I cannot even put these pieces together of information. Okay, so the universe is taking note of what's going on here. All this activity is getting embedded energetically. So as we approach the full moon, what's happening? The Ace of Cups. This is a thing that Lavrov installed in the White House. It could be like a device, something that maybe plugs into like an iPhone charger, in the port. This is a communication device that was brought by Lavrov and that they were destined to do ever since then. Now, the Ace of Cups represents, where is it? The Ace of Cups represents, oh my God, oh. I'm so tired. I can't sleep otherwise. This is just keeping me awake, and I keep being told you have to do this. Ace of Cups. This equals the Devil and the Empress. Shut up. I can't believe this. The Ace of Cups represents the agreement with the Devil and the Empress, setting something up with the 9 Pentacles. Can you see that? We just had that there. This is what's being eclipsed. Oh, look at that. Look what's on the bottom. The star. Okay, Tarot, show me. This emotional thing. It's being eclipsed. No. Go right there. Tell me about this Ace of Cups. We have the moon, the outrage. This is China. Our government. The Republican Party. I know they're just as deep with China. The Republican Party. This is also has represented tax returns for me. Oh, no. This is agency money. This is also firing on the U.S. Embassy. It's at the root of this with the Ace of Cups. Death. So since day one, Lavrov showed up in the Oval Office with this communication device because they had to communicate with China and the government and the Republican Party about agency money. This is Esper. About this attack. What's the challenge with the Republican Party? This is why there's no protest from them. Because they're totally burdened. Oh my gosh. Remember 7 of Cups? And this card, plus the 8 of Cups, is a terror attack that they set up. Oh, there's the GOP. Give me some clarifiers. Crap. You know what that means. 4 of Cups. Oh, God. This is a force being forced upon people to comply with this. The High Priestess, think Ambassador Crypto, Ambassador rigged elections. This is everything going to Russia to rig elections. Now, in The Guardian, there was an article that was posted in the coming weeks. Over 100,000 documents are being released about across 68 countries. and there are elections that have been interfered because this whole data mining thing in elections is out of control globally. You know, and Russia's in charge of it. Oh, the sun, Revelation. Is this Rick Gates? Rick Gates. He has provided so much information. So as we are leading to this full moon of Revelation, right now we're in this waxing full moon in eclipse weather. And what's prominent here is China working with our government and Trump Russia with the Republican Party and our Defense Department creating an attack on Iran, because it looks like the whole thing related to elections is going to be revealed. This is nuts. I mean, at some point, all the energy going on behind this, at some point, I mean, just things, it's just a matter of physics. I can't even remember what that law is, but essentially, you can't just indefinitely sustain this type of energy. It's going to collapse on itself. At some point, the weight of all of this and the weight we've been enduring and carrying as burdens, we can't, it's just something's got to give. We're at that point of something's got to give. So now the full moon, holy crap, you guys, it's January 10th, it's the full moon. And is this thing still running? Yeah. It's on January 10th. That day, the planet Uranus, the planet of surprises, catastrophe, sudden things happening, goes direct on that day too, and 2 days later, Saturn, Pluto are conjunct. It is insane. And so I gave you a hint earlier. This is what's being revealed at the full moon. Can I tell you how many Knights of Pentacles there are? Oh, hi, Trump Russia. We have okay. I also need some water. Just a second. Yep, and the other reason why I'm trying this kind of pretend live is because I just don't have any time to be formatting this stuff. My things are getting longer and longer. You're just going to have to take it or leave it. So, the Knight of Pentacles. Coming to the full moon. Oh, no. No. Before we get to this, you want to know who had this Ace of Cups most recently at the new moon eclipse? Elaine Chao had this in her second house. I told you China was involved. China. We're called. Oh my God, I just remembered this. We're calling her Calgon Chow. Because Mystic Bella had a live stream and I just was stopping by to say hello. And then we got this big conversation and I don't even know how it came up. But something about Mitch McConnell, then someone's like about what about Elaine Chao, and then something about lines of communication getting crossed, and they were saying, someone's like, oh, it's ancient Chinese secret. And I said, oh, you mean like interjecting a different story, just a play on words? I'm like, you mean Calgon Chow? Is it Elaine Chao? And then it just it just became something different. So I'm calling her Calgon Chow. And then the person tried to correct me on, no, I meant ancient Chinese wisdom. I'm like, I know what you meant, but now it's stuck. She's Calgon Chow. So Calgon Chow, where's China? Where's China? China is the moon. Right? Right? I'm so tired. I just drew the moon. You guys, Calgon Chow is toast. She should go back home and get her some ancient Chinese secret because she's so toast. Okay, let's go back to some Calgon Chow toast. Oh my God. Okay, it's a good thing we're not really live, because this chat would be blowing up right now and I would just be reading that and I wouldn't be doing this because I can't multitask. And I'm supposed to be doing more live stuff, and I just am really going to fail. Anyway, Calgon Chow. So remember, this was behind that. That was crowning everything with the terror attacks. This card of China was crowning that. We're not at the full moon yet. I'm turning that over. Remember? I just did that. So Calgon Chow, look who has it. Calgon Chow has the Ace of Cups, the thing that Lavrov brought to install in the Oval. Oh, Xi Jinping has it in the second house. Second house, that has to do with income. You guys, income gains, money. They're making money off of this attack that we had. That's how staged it is. Lev Parnas had it in the third house of communications. So he was on the ground. I think that's why he's not arrested, because they knew he was up to no good planning something, and this is what it was. So aren't we kind of glad he's not in jail because we're getting more information? Mitch McConnell, Turtle McConnell. He had this, the fourth house of the defense. The fourth house is the house of defense. How the United States protects herself, nurtures herself, her security. Mitch had this attack, which is such bullshit, because our troops, the ones who are truly defending America, are in trouble. I have always felt that Donald does not like our troops. He prefers mercenaries. And the mercenaries are the ones who are getting paid. Our troops are the ones who are suffering. As holios. Oh, but here's the good guys. Here's the good news. Oh, no. No. This is not good news for Facebook. They had the Ace of Cups in the seventh house. The seventh house is what? Donald's opponent. So Facebook. Hey. Shh. No. Don't say his name. Hey. Okay, can you please? Shh. Yeah, thank you. Don't listen to them. Okay, so Facebook had this in the seventh house at the new moon eclipse. They already knew that they were going to be pulling this propaganda crap and watching our reactions, our outrage, as data. Brad Parscale had this in the 10th house, what was crowning Washington, D.C. So this is the chitter-chatter taking place, this outrage. Brad Parscale has his thumb on it. He's taking the pulse of that. So is, who's this? What's this? Oh, this Coke mofo. Oh, he needs to go to jail. So the Coke mofo has the Ace of Cups and lands far away. You know, he's got the pulse going. He's taking the pulse with Putin on this. What? Is this Sheldon? No, this is Shelby. Senator Shelby. He had this in his 11th house of hopes and wishes, friendship. He couldn't wait for this to happen. Rick Scott, Now, Senator Rick Scott had this on the ascendant, so he was coordinating something there. Oh, but wait, it gets better. The Eastern District of Virginia has this on their ascendant. They must have intercepted something with this, especially if Lavrov brought this to the White House. They've got something on this. The Southern District of New York also had this in their 11th house of hopes and wishes because they're ready to nab these mofos. Jared had it in his 11th house of hopes and wishes. I wonder if, look at Southern District, New York, and Jared both have this in the 11th. That's very peculiar. So either Jared wished this happened, SDNY was wishing they could get information from Jared. Speaker Pelosi had this on the ascendant for the new moon. Maybe she knew. Maybe she knows. I don't know. These mofos got to go. 8 of Cups, 5 of Wands. 8 of Cups often is setting something up. Who helped set this crap up? I'll tell you. The Koch worked on it in the house of... So the Koch brother talked to Donald about it. Parscale set this up against Donald's opponent, the 7th house, We the People. He's all over that with social media and getting data. Senator Shelby had it in his 12th house of secrets, so Shelby was helping to set this up, as was Marco Rubio. He knew about it. So did Governor Ron DeSantis. 8 of Cups. The Republican Party had this in the 1st house a year ago, January 21st, so they're getting eclipsed on this Ace of Cups. Putin had this in the 7th house, against Donald's opponents. But here we go at the new moon eclipse. Adam Schiff had it in his 12th house of secrets. Bill Barr had this in his 11th house of hopes and wishes. Our intelligence agencies, the 8th house, that shared resources. Mitch had it in the 7th, waging war against opponents. The United States of America had this in the 10th, a very emotional reaction, so it's crowning the nation. But I think people know what's going on. I mean, Schiff knows, as does our intel agencies. Maybe that's why they're so quiet. So that's that. Now we can go on to the full moon. And we said that the full moon was going to involve a Page of Cups and a Knight of Pentacles. And they told us the Page of Cups. So let's start off with the Knight of Pentacles. Well, I guess both of these together, what is happening at the full moon, the eclipse that... Oh my God, my dog's snoring already. That's the dog. Everyone's snoring except me because I got to go to bed, but I'm gone all day again. I have to do this now or I won't sleep at all. Okay, so what's going on with this? Page of Pentacles. Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. What's happening at the full moon that's being eclipsed? Here's this card again. This has been a card for sanctions for me. It's also been the process of impeachment for Donald. And so there's some separation that's supposed to take place. There's difficult decision, but it almost seems like it's going to fall up. I feel like it's more going to fall apart and not be as effective. So there's a big decision to be made that's covered by Putin, the devil. And the challenge at this full moon, the oligarchs. I said, what did I say that was about? The Ace of Cups, the devil and the Empress, setting something up for the oligarchs to make money, I assume. But now that's the challenge. It's not working out for the oligarchs. Interesting. What's at the very base for what's happening at this full moon between the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups? The Six of Swords, transitioning information. Maybe just transitioning itself, going from one form to another, one place to another. This basis is trying to get to calmer water. It's transferring. Something's supposed to be transferred. Oh boy, does this not happen? Because there's a big plan that's happening. Because in the past, what happened? This super emotional thing happened, which is leading to what? Rigged elections. It feels like something goes bad because we're still talking about the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups that's being revealed at the full moon. It seems like something went wrong with the oligarchs, the money. How do we see what's going to happen? What's the bombshell at the full moon? Donald is trying to hang on, consolidate power. Yeah. The environment is being forced to take all this in. I don't have the Four Cups. It's just how you like check someone. You blast into them and say you're going to do this. Oh, Four of Cups has to do with voting. Four of Cups has to do with voting because you have the Page of Cups, which are the voters. Now, remember, this Guardian article came out today. 100,000 documents are being released and how this has affected 68 countries in their elections. The Four of Cups has to do with voters. The Page of Cups is the voters. The Four of Cups is the choices that our media and everyone is forcing upon us with the propaganda. Ugh. The voters. They get propaganda and news from Russia, and it comes at them so quickly. That's the op that's being used against us because the Republican Party wants to get reelected, but they can't because they have 10 swords in their back. So what do? Cups, Temperance. Oh my gosh. And this goes even further. That if you don't like what you see, Seven of Pentacles, Google is involved with this, with the data, collecting data based on emotional responses, and they blend it with government data. This is how big the data operation is. Oh my God, I hope this is what we're finding out about. Does that make sense? The environment is one where we, the electorate, we, the people, are being forced feed these stupid choices. I'm sorry, Andrew Yang comes to mind because I don't understand why he's still in the running when, you know, Kamala Harris is out and so is the twin brother. Why can't I think of his name? You know what I'm talking about. And we don't like these forced choices. And so they create an emotional response to get more data. Google gets that data and information too, and they're sharing it with government agency data. We are being so super surveilled, you would not even believe. I guess you could believe it, but okay. So what's the hope? What's happening? Please tell me this is the FBI, the Knight of Wands. Is this the FBI? The fear. is judgment. The next steps with this full moon eclipse. The Hanged Man, a new perspective. The Martyr. This has always been my Jared card. What's the final outcome with this full moon? What's this final outcome? Oh my gosh. Oh, F you. Gaslighting crap. Successful ending. Oh. Oops. Well, maybe it's not a successful ending. There's a death card again. Okay, just a second. I gotta clean this all up. Seriously. Come on, we just want to know what's going to happen ahead of time because we're just done with this show, this silly show. So, you know what? I wonder if it's, election voting stuff that's coming out. Look at all my cards. This is my special eclipse deck. I put this out underneath the stars with a giant crystal rock as big as both my hands. Now it's on the floor. A mess. I just got to pick up after everybody in this house, including my tarot cards. Everyone thinks I just pick up after them, right? Okay, my cards are just messed up. Okay. Page of Cups. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles at this full moon. Oh my God, it's so late. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles at this full moon. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is trying to suppress a Tower moment, delay a Tower moment because he's got 10 swords in his back. He's done like Donald. He is indicted, and he's trying to delay his indictment. It's agency money. It's Julian Assange. It's voter suppression. It is, immigration crisis. It's poverty. It's to the root of this for this Knight of Pentacles. China turned upside down. There's the China connection. What's a challenge for this Knight of Pentacle at the full moon? That person got caught with the plan. Oops, there's a Page of Cups again. Now it's reversed. Is this information coming out now about voters and the government with data? And now we have Zelensky. Yes, of course we have Zelensky, because that is why, oh my God. Every time Donald has to double down, he makes a bigger problem. The whole thing with Zelensky is because of Joe Biden, because Brad Parscale could not get the data to flip as back in May. He has been concerned about Biden this whole time. And it all goes back to election. The President of the United States of America. This is my card for the office of the President of the United States. We're going to be finding out stuff about elections come the full moon. And that is why they're having these terror attacks, these people. A laundry list of Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles. So one of these people are going to be active at the full moon. MBS, at the new moon eclipse, he was in the first house. Me. I'm offering money or he's getting paid. See, Minution, first house, self-identity. Pompeo, the Coke Bro, is getting paid, income gains. Senator Shelby, income gains. Sheldon Adelson is sharing money at the local level in neighborhoods. Kim Jong-un, Knight of Pentacles, getting paid by Donald in the office. Donald Trump, he's the Knight of Pentacles, House of the Sun. Eric Trump, Knight of Pentacles to the military, shutting down investigations. Pascal, he is the Knight of Pentacles where? Oh, in the 8th house, shared resources. So I'm sure he's like talking to Zuck and Google. Rick Gates, Knight of Pentacles to the 9th house. Putin's house. Same with Jared delivering money overseas. Same with Putin receiving money overseas. Same with Ivanka. This is her in the 12th house of secrets. Same with Mark Zuckerberg, House of Secrets. Same with Senator John Kennedy. Secrets, hidden enemies. Chuck Grassley, the 3rd house. This is local travel, giving up money locally, spreading it around. Joni Ernst, getting money, giving money to the military or through public servant or through investigations. Marco Rubio, getting money overseas. Ooh, but the FBI knows what's going on in communications and local travels. Maxine Waters knows who has shared monies. Adam Schiff, 12th house of secrets. He knows, and the FBI knows what's going on related to our 4th house of home and defense. How about that? People associated with the Page of Cups, we have General Flynn. I think he goes to jail next month. Rebecca Mercer had this on her ascendant. This is what's giving her life. Same with Flynn. This is what gives them life. Bill Barr, 1st house. Calgon Chow. Wasn't it Leslie Chow who was in the hangover? Chow. He has this. She has this. Elaine Chow has this in the 7th house. So she is working with someone, I bet, in social media against the electorate. Gosh, scumbag. Pence has this in the 8th house of shared resources. Zuckerberg in the 9th house, Putin's house. Marco Rubio, DeSantis, Kavanaugh. Senator, I can't read this. Oh, SDNY has this. As does Bill Barr again. These are the players. Something is happening at the full moon. So if this happens at the full moon and it's cracked open, it might be just a little bit of time afterwards. But this is what's happening at the full moon. I need some more water. It's so late. Okay, I'm right back. I want to go to bed. But there's some things we need to look at down here. I'm going to put these right side up because these are just, oh my gosh. But this person was indicted too. Okay. What's this? You know, is this the 7 of Swords? No. Oh, this belongs over here. Oh, and all this involves all the offers Donald has made. That's what's being eclipsed. That we can't get away from. They cannot finagle and squirm away and cover it up. It is permanently etched into everything everywhere. Okay, still going. I'm so tired. But I swear to God, I can't. This is what happened to me last summer when my guides were just relentless. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing this. But you know, it was really weird. I complied. I abided by them. And I was given, even if I didn't get a lot of sleep, I was rested as if I had all the sleep I needed. So it's the other reason why I keep going. Full moon. Waning full moon. Data. So after the full moon, this is what's going to be surging and feeding the third quarter moon, which is very interesting. So we know that this is the data machine. It's the propaganda machine. Tarot, what's being eclipsed related to the data and the propaganda? What's being eclipsed? The Page of Swords. All of those little spies, those little turds. Boy, do I have a laundry list of Page of Swords. First and foremost, the most prominent one is Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg. It can also be Junior and Eric because they're the ones that put stuff out there, as with, you know, like Jack, Twitter, social media. Oh, sorry. It could be them. What's covering this page after the full moon? Gaslighting, garbage. Challenge for them is the bribes and all the money trail that's behind them. The laundering, the bribes. Oh, 7 of Pentacles. Can you say Google? Can you say money laundered back to them? I wonder if this is someone at Google, Facebook. Crowning this is the Emperor reversed is a coup. How they committed the coup with data and spies, and they stole elections to divide and split voters. The spy are people who were very Russia sympathetic, Trump Russia. Environment with this waning full moon is the Trump dynasty. The family, how they suppressed voters. Their hope was to suppress voters so that Hillary wouldn't win. They feared. Oh, really? Now, this was at the new moon eclipse. This is their fear. The Trump dynasty, this is their fear. And their fear is coming after the full moon. Possibly. That's how they keep balance. Keep your eye on that 2 of Pentacles. And the next things to come are their biggest nightmare. Final outcome with these spies. Disappointment. It is also the 5-continent coup. It is also the method by which Russia and China hang on to the White House because of the actions they take. And I keep forgetting. I have it on a post-it so I won't forget, but I've forgotten. This is Putin, China, and the method that they use to hang on to the office of the President of the United States, and that's the op. So it's going to be an op that's going to happen after the full moon. Lordy, I hope they get caught. But it's wow, all this. See, I've been seeing so much election stuff. It is just, I would say, since just before the eclipse, I would say I was getting really surprised, and since Thanksgiving, how much data, how much the election was showing up, how much Google and Twitter and YouTube, all of that was showing up, Facebook. And now this article is dropping from The Guardian. Something is up with the elections. Okay, so you want to see what happens at the third quarter moon? So this is, oh my gosh, this will happen at Capricorn 26 degrees, Libra 26 degrees. And the can opener eclipse was at Cancer Capricorn 24 degrees. So the can opener eclipse, you betcha it is going to be on display again. This is such a crazy month, you guys. I mean, it's just not even worth watching the news day to day because it's just going to change by the hour. And they're not even going to be covering the stuff that we need to know anyway because they're just, oh, they're all in Donald's pocket. Okay, third quarter moon. Death. What is this death about? God, please, not another attack. Please let it be the end of Donald. Oh, did I say? Hello, Freud. The death of the emperor? The death of the regime? The Republican Party? Oh my gosh. So this is in about 2 weeks. It's at the very basis of this, at the very root of this is a plan that they put out there. I wonder if it's the plan because of what happened now against Iran. The challenge for the Republican Party is the money they took and power because of data, propaganda, Trump, Russia, messages coming quickly. Well, those were missiles. And then temperance. Shit. Trying to get away. Transition. What happens to the emperor reversed? What happens to him? The White House? Successful ending for who? Dynasty, really? Bill Barr. Five Swords reversed. Usually means, like, if this is winning by cheating, this is like you're trying to make reparations. Guys, it's the death. God, I wish it was the death of the administration. I don't know. Because you can always read these things two ways, and then I get so hopeful. It's wrong. Well, that's at the third quarter moon. And then the waning crescent moon, this is when stuff really bottoms out before the new moon. Oh, really? The star, the office of the President of the United States by the new moon? Really? Coming on the heels of death, what happens? Do tell, please. What happens to the office of the President of the United States? Because it's been eclipsed all month. People are pissed. This is when people lose patience and things get really crazy because people can't stand the tension of what's going on, just the energetic tension. Stars covered in Trump, Russia. I know, fixed elections. Challenge for him is challenge for the president is himself as a candidate. What's at the root of what happens here? At the root of what happens. The plan. Stupid plans. Crowning this is angry Putin, MBS in the past. Putin, jerk. Got him a president elected. Took control of the office of the President of the United States. How do we see the star? How do we see the star? Plan that's progressing, yeah. And the environment is what? What is the environment like now? One of justice. Is this Bill Barr justice? I don't know what it is. I'm too tired. There's secret talks going on about that. Fear of separating Donald? What is the next steps? Please tell me that someone to go into jail. Zelensky or moneyed news, that Page of Pentacles. And retreat in jail. God, I hope this is someone. What is this? What is this about? What is that about? The United States of America, Trump, Russia, voter suppression, and data. This was on the bottom, the retreating. Gosh, I don't know. Okay, so Donald Trump is his own problem as president. His plan below here. What's happening with Donald? At this third quarter moon, we have Pelosi. Walking away, change of plans. Fighting. God, are they still obstructing her? Three of Cups, that's the elections. It's also the Three Amigos turned over. Speaker Pelosi, what are you doing? She's acting quickly on behalf of the United States of America to get this over with and ended. Donald. So this does not apply to Pelosi. She might be taking a different court action because she wants to expedite things. What does this mean for Donald? The Republican Party making reparations regarding Trump, Russia. To close this, I wonder if maybe they'll turn on him. This is fighting. Who's fighting? The Trump family dynasty is fighting. They're in the White House. They're trying to consolidate power, and they're fighting back. Yeah. So is that their plan? What's their plan? Successful ending. Money, power. Is moving. They're moving money. They're moving something. I don't know. Okay, I'm done here. I just wanted to give you guys a preview of what's to come so we can stay on track, stay focused, because it's a mess. But this is the most important thing. This is what's at the heart of the matter of why we are over in Iran, Iraq, to cover all of this up. Because they have to keep doubling down on stuff. And they just make the problem bigger. Okay, you guys. We'll see if this goes up. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be able to sleep. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I like my beauty sleep. I like it a lot. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Good night. How do I turn this off? How do I turn this off?